Okay guys, today we are going to walk through CCNA RANET session 2. We still had a few labs from Ranet to complete. So today we are going to implement an OSPF routing by using a basic command. So let's get started. So let's take a closer look at the description here. And then I will need to set up the port labels first in order to see fully description of this lab. Okay, let's go back to the description again. We are the network administrator at Ranet, and we have to configure router for both Ranet HQ and Ranet BR to make the connection through our Ranet network, and then we have to make the connection to the internet by using the ISP gateway right here. And we have to enable an interface LAN for both sides, which is for host 1 and host 2 here. We have two networks here. And then we will have to enable a serial interface on each router and set up the IP address. For Ranet HQ, we have to use the first IP of the subnet and the last IP of the subnet for serial O/1/0. Okay. And then the all serial interface must be used HDLC as encapsulation protocol. I think this is default. And then set up the clock rate as 64 kbps. And then we have to configure the main event, the router OSPF here for host 1 and host 2. So we have a condition here. We have to use the ID 1 for Ranet HQ, and the Ranet BR we will use ID 100, and we have to set up an interface loopback to set a router ID and assign an IP address here. And after that we will configure a default route for both router to let host 1 and host 2 connect to the online server here. Okay, so let's get started. First I will connect to the router HQ using this computer, and then access to terminal. Okay, we will hit enable first and then show running config to see an overview of a default configuration. A fast Ethernet 0/0 or 1. Okay. So I will configure interface FA0/0 first, and then IP address 128.6, and the last of 130 would be 142, 255, and 240 for 28. Now shut down. And then we will continue to enable interface serial /O/O, and then IP address 128.2.0.2.6.2.150. The first for this interface would be 157.5.252. then no shutdown. And then we will configure interface. Interface serial O/1/0 and assign IP address 128.0.6. The last would be 94. 255, 252. Shutdown. Okay, that's it for enable an interface. And then we'll set up the dynamic routing by using router OSPF 1 for HQ, and then we will assign a network. For the LAN, it would be 128.0.6.128, and then for /28 124.8.16. Okay, that would be 0.0.0.15 for the wildcard bit. The reason that we use the wildcard here because we do care only for the network here. We do not care. It doesn't matter. It would be the broadcast IP or the network ID. And then it is the same concept with a wildcard in an access list. Okay, so we will use area 0 in this case, and then network 28.0.6.156, and then for /30 we will use 3. Yeah. Okay, and that's it for an OSPF configuration to exchange the route between HQ and BR, and then we hit exit. And then we also have to configure IP route to the serial O/1/0 to connect to the internet. And we also have to enable router ID for this router would be an interface loopback 0 and IP address 1.1.0.1, and I will use /24 here for Ranet HQ. Okay, I think we have done for the HQ. Then N copy running configure startup configure. Okay, and then let's move on to the Ranet BR. Enable and then show run. Okay, we have FA O/0 and we have serial O/0 to connect to the Ranet HQ. I will first enable LAN and then IP address 128.0.6./29, the last of /29 would be 148.150. And then 255, 255, 255, and 248. And shut down. And then I will go to interface 0 O/O/O IP address address 128.0.6 point the last 156 would be 158 255 252 no shutdown. And then I will have to configure OSPF routing. Router OSPF 100 for BR. And then I would exchange 128.0.6.1/29 would be 144, and then 0.7 124.8.16 32 31 30 29 1248. Okay, and then there we have 0. And then for the WAN would be 128.0.6.156. Okay, that's it for the routing configuration. Exit. And then don't forget to assign default route any to 0/O/O. And then do not forget to configure interface loopback address 1.1.1.1, and then 255 255.0. I think we forget one thing. We forget to configure the clock rate. Okay, so I will go back to config terminal, and then with interface 0/O/O/ again to configure a clock rate. 1000. Okay, perfect. Let me check the running config. Router OSPF 100, default route, then WAN, and for the LAN, for the router ID, and the clock rate on 0/O/O. Okay, perfect. Running select. And then I will go to the Ranet HQ again and hit show run to check the OSPF 1, and we have 2 networks. Default route, we have enabled the WAN to the ISP gateway, and we have enabled the LAN, and we have loopback to set at a router ID here. Okay. that should be perfect, guys. So you can also hit show IP protocol to see what network is running in your OSPF configuration. And we have two gateway here, and we have two network here, and our router ID is 157. All right. Then show P OSPF. Show P brief. All right, and then I will go to ER to do the same things. Show IP protocol. Okay, and then show IP route. Okay, we have a default route running, and then we have an OSPF throwing 128/16, which inside we have /28, 29, and 30. 28, 29, and 30 right here. Okay, and then show CP neighbor. Okay, and show brief. Okay. Save again. Okay, and then let's see the result. Okay, we have complete this activity. We already set an OSPF configuration. We already have assigned an IP address and enable an interface for both router. We already set a router OSPF ID for both router, which is 1 and 100. And we already have a default route for both router. So to cross check this lab, host 1 could be connected to the online server here and host 2. So let's check this out. 128.6.148. All right, perfect. And then we will ping to online server. Okay, you can also check this out. A tracet command. If you want to see how many hops before we reach out to the destination, 128 to 128.0.6.148. Okay, and then for the online server, 95. Okay, you can see that if we want to connect to from host 1, if you want to connect to host 2, we will connect to the router HQ here and then send the traffic through the serial interface here and then connect to the host 2 this way. But if we wanted to reach out to the server right here, we will change the route to connect to the serial O/1/0 and then passing through the ISP gateway here before reach out to the online server. And then we can do the same thing as the host 2. Sorry. Oh. Command and then ping 129 and 5. And then 128 6.130. Okay, perfect. Then 2.128.2. Alright, perfect. Alright. Okay guys, that's it for today, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.